Hey, what's up? It's your boy Rawk. I think we can all agree that there simply are not enough 3D platformers in the games industry. If you want to play a game in this genre, well, I hope you like Italians! And even then, when AAA developers eventually decide they want to squirt out a game in this genre, they end up just half-arsing it, and we end up with games like Balan Wonderworld and Sonic Forces. It's not really a 3D platformer, but that's not gonna stop me from shitting on it! So when Sega's pissing you off and Nintendo's infertile, your best bet is to turn to the indie studios, who develop their games with a 90p budget. And sell them for 89. So many games out there to play, AAA darlings with hundreds of people working on them and hundreds of hours of content packed inside of them. Fuck you, I'm playing Toree 3D today, bitches! I'm playing what? Made by who? Toree 3D, it's a British political party turned 3D platformer. It only took us over 2,000 years, but it finally happened. And we have Seactro to thank for that. A developer that's made a good handful of games that have about like 6 polygons each? They specialize in games that recapture the magic of the early PS1, N64, and Sega Saturn era of low polygonal 3D platformers. And all of their games just absolutely love making full use of the color spectrum. Did you know there are nearly 30,000 different shades of pink? What are you waiting for? Use them all! So Toree 3D, what's this game's deal? Well, you play as a bird made of 2 polygons? And you traverse levels that were designed during a psychedelic drug trip. I mean, come on, this game's inspired by the 90s, the decade where sobriety was uncool. Like, why would I play Sonic when I can do meth? This game released for a measly 89p on the Nintendo eShop, which means you have absolutely no excuse not to buy it. Like what, were you 10p away from a sex dice? I mean, I was. Well, fuck you, I got this game for free, that's still not an excuse! The My Nintendo Rewards program, a service on the Switch that allows you to earn real-life fake currency for owning physical Switch games. When these become a mainstream currency, I'm set. 1 gold point is worth 1 penny, and each game you register gives you 50 points. I could buy this game 30 times if I wanted to. Let me tell you, I wouldn't take much persuading. We play as the titular character Toree, who according to the main menu, has no special features as any bird would. The title Toree 3D implies the existence of Toree 2D, which is ridiculous. Birds fucking hate the second dimension. Why else do you think Mario has never had a bird power-up before? It's only a matter of time. Pigeon Mario will happen one day. Looks like we have 2 additional characters to unlock here, which means that title will only be true a third of the time. Well, seeing as he's our only option, let's select Toree. He just keeps giving me the stink eye through those sunglasses, and I'm not on board with that. I'm not necessarily complaining, but I'm not necessarily happy about it. After choosing our character from the overwhelming number of options we had, we're presented with, oh my god, levels! Dude! The one thing I never expected to see looking at this sequence of letters was levels, and these mad sons of bitches pulled it off anyway. We have 8 fucking delicious looking levels to choose from here. There's another one off in the corner over there, but we can't access it yet, which means I haven't quite hit climax. And apparently if we press the minus button, we can access remix levels. Ooh. But this is just a rumor, and I'm not one to take baseless speculation at face value. I really have to test this out for myself. Oh, yes! Well, you know what? F it! This game is no Nintendo Land, but it has levels, and that's more than enough of an excuse for me to take my Level in Banjo-Kazooie 5-point scale for another spin. Let's fucking do this! Glamour City. Outside of being the most accurate level name known to man, it's a pretty decent level. It has a lot of stars, that's pretty unique. It has tutorial signposts, and this one tells me I can double jump. Liar! This level also has about 50% of the known shades of pink in it. I respect it. Like you pussies are still using bricks to make buildings? Well, over in Glamour City, we use neon. And we're better than you for it. Glamour City is naturally a bit of a baby's first Toree 3D level, and gets us familiar with the game's mechanics, like stars. Wait just a tick, I don't mean these stars, I mean these stars. The little ones on the floor that you have to collect, how did you get those mixed up? You dumb f***.
Rawk.
Each level has its own number of these guys, and the game seems to want us to collect them all, but why? It doesn't achieve a damn thing, and most of the time they aren't even that out of your way to get. So if you really want to, you could collect them all, beat the level, and then, oh god damn it! Yup, this game takes a page out of Sonic's book and grades your performance on each level. School does that too. Well, that explains the backpack he got a C in history. So, the game wants us to speedrun, the stars are just a distraction.
And they work.
So yeah, Glamour City, good shit. It has this guy with a scythe and an ice cream, and it also has this guy hanging off a building. This building kills you. 5 out of 5!
How could it not be?
Big Mama's Harbor is like if Delfino Plaza had a diet that consisted of like half a polygon? But it's a pretty cool level. It has an octopus and he uses his tentacles to move the platforms around and he always ends up moving them when I need them, even if I ask him not to nicely!
Please don't f me over.
And he still did.
Well, guess what just got added to tonight's menu?
Scytheman makes a comeback, this time cosplaying as a bat. But the poor fella lost his ice cream. What a sad day. If this level wasn't a 5 out of 5, I'd probably feel pretty damn awful right about now. Slidey Ice is everything I ever wanted Cool Mountain to be. It has the snow, but not the men. Most of this level is this big-ass slide that's a joy to do anything but slide down. I mean, come on, man, you're putting your feet where somebody's ass has to be. Later on in the level, this big f*** appears out of nowhere. And under normal circumstances, I would have pissed my pants. But I was too busy being a pro gamer. Why, yes, I'll jump off the side to cut corners. I'm simply too cool to give a f***.
Didn't say I was too cool for mortality. Give this level a 5 too.
Neo Osaka is Toad's Turnpike, the Toree 3D level. You have to jump across all of the cars and it just doesn't work. You have to do the unthinkable and wait. And it's agonizing because I just want to get over there. I'm a goddamn bird. I don't need to wait for traffic. But then the end of the level has cars with conveyor belts on the back of them that allow you to go faster than you ever could have wanted to in the main level. There's no way this would work in real life, but it's fun as shit, so have another 5, bitch!
Now the next 4 levels are fundamentally remixed versions of the first 4 levels, so you know what that means!
Starry Sky, it's Glamour City again, and Scytheman found his ice cream. 5 out of 5. Windy Ocean, it's Rico Harbor turned airstrip, and the octopus doesn't f*** me over anymore. 5 out of 5. Hungry Mountain Peak. In order to slide down the mountain, we must first climb up the mountain, and avoid my favorite thing about the snow. Balls.
5 out of 5.
Edge Runner, it's Toad's Turnpike, but we get to change lanes and probably definitely cause some sort of road traffic accident that wasn't my fault. 5 out of 5.
Now, of course, you may be wondering, if these 4 levels are fundamentally remix levels, then what's the difference between them and the actual remix levels? Well, these levels are a funhouse image of the base 4 levels. The remix levels want to rip off your arms and spit in the wound.
Ducktown Throwdown, Fraught Freeze, Wild Wild Winds, and Mama Ghosted Town are far and away the hardest levels in the game. But they're also the most interestingly designed. Not in terms of aesthetic though. These guys looked at the skin of the first 4 levels and said,
hand it over.
But these levels feel the most real, the most lived in. Ducktown seems like it would be a fun neighborhood to raise kids in, but Glamour City? I mean, yeah, they'd probably be happier, but they'd also be bored shitless. How could the town of Ducks not get a 5 out of 5? Fraught Freeze may just seem like random platform placement the level, but that makes this level like snowflakes, completely random and different to all the other levels. What's the exact value of 5 divided by 5?
This!
Wild Wild Winds finally allows Toree to do what birds do and get f***ed by the wind. But you only get that privilege after you spend 5 minutes trying to get past the first platform like I did. Gonna go ahead and give this one a 5 out of 5 to hide my shame. Mama Goes to Town. So, this level is great. It's so fast-paced, and there's different paths to take, and there's Toree 2 propaganda everywhere, and... Wait a minute, there's a Toree 2?
Jesus Christ did receive a sequel, and he'll cleanse your soul for less money than a chocolate bar.
The final level in the game is It's World. Who is it? Could have just called it Scytheman's World, would have made things less confusing. Now, throughout the game, there have been little glimpses of horror here and there. You're supposed to get the message that something fishy's going on with Scytheman, which is odd because I usually trust people with scythes blindly. The attempts are giving us the He-Brittled Jeeps essentially boil down to make Scytheman appear. Why would an ice cream delivery from my most trusted friend scare me? Or make everything red. And I see red every time I brush my teeth, so why would this bother me? Its world is the culmination of these horror attempts, and honestly, this is probably the best level in the game. It has the most coherent design and is the most interesting to traverse. So of course, it would be wrong of me to not give this level a score that accurately depicts its quality. So this level scores 3 out of 5.
As it should.
It's time for you to sin.
Thou shalt not lie, and thou shalt not play as characters other than Toree.
But what if I get all of the stars?
Thou shalt be allowed.
Collecting all of the stars in the main levels unlocks Macbat, the star of Macback 64, Journey of a Nice Chap. The Toree cinematic universe is more expansive than I once thought. This guy's special ability is also his yearbook quote, "Gravity is a myth anyway." He can fly and I can cry, because this could make levels a lot easier to get an A rank on, but it doesn't count, damn it. And speaking of which, getting an A rank on all of the game's levels, which can be unbelievably frustrating, unlocks Tasty, whose special feature is a speed boost. Let me quickly read this letter I wrote to myself 5 minutes ago. Dear future Rawk, was it worth it?
I just got back from a war and all I got was a speed boost and trench foot. That is an awful combination!
Now, brace yourselves, I do have beef with this game, and it comes in the form of the most ungodly abomination known to man. Ducks. Who the f*** let you into the zoo? This is no damn duck, it has more in common with Pac-Man than a Quackman. But I suppose that's okay, because the other main enemies in this game are bees. The birds and the bees used to work together and now they're at war. What a powerful lesson.
Yeah, if you ever want to teach your kids about sex, give them Toree 3D!